So I have a show that I'm doing. It's called Little Rum with Grandma. I did it last week. It sold out. It was brilliant. Um, one of one of my friends, not my friends. I'm trying to figure out the most convenient, simple way of saying this. I have two little brothers. One of them is in primary school. My mum is friends with another mum who has a daughter who's not in my brother's year, but they're friends. Cool. So that family comes to see my show. The daughter, she's there as well. She doesn't sit with her mum and dad because I find out later she's like, no, mum, I want to sit at the front so I can see everything. I'm like, okay, cool. The age guidance says plus 14 and you're 8, but it's great, sit at the front. And she's sitting at the front and she's got this pack of seats. I'm performing the show. I can see her with these seats. I'm like, I can see your mind right now thinking, I want these sweets. How do I open them silently? She's trying. She's there for about a good 30, 40 seconds trying to open these sweets. Like, she should have just ripped it. Just straight, ugh, that was disgusting. Loads of spit. Should have just opened them. She didn't. But, she was great. It was funny. Haha. Yeah, I didn't break out. Anyways, she saw the show. She loves the show. There's feedback forms. So she proudly hands me the feedback form afterwards after the show. Mind you, feedback forms aren't supposed to go to me. They're supposed to go to, front of house. But, she doesn't know that. She's 8. I'm like, okay, thank you. Oh, feedback form. Read feedback form. It was great. I loved it. There was a bit too much death. Was her honest feedback. So, what I'm going to talk about next is death. There's a lot of death in the first bit. So she's not here, so she can't complain. Ha. But yeah, when I think of possibilities and potential, I think it's important to frame it around death and the reality of our own mortality, because we can't appreciate the possibilities that we have if we don't appreciate that we are indeed finite. And if we don't appreciate that we are finite and we don't engage that possibility almost as well, we can take it for granted. And there's a lot of things that kind of revolve around that. So yeah. They're laughing because we went for Chinese before this. And Samina was like, oh, I'm probably going to just be burping all the way through the show. I was like, haha, yeah, it was all a joke. I knew that I was 100% going to be the one person to actually do it on stage. I apologize. It doesn't smell. I count myself lucky. Most my people are still alive, though I've lost people that God should have left alone. Then again, maybe I just haven't lived long enough for people to die or desert me. Sometimes I find myself waiting for morbid news because who gets to be this lucky? Why are so many of the people that I love still alive? Ooh, one second. Yesterday, I told the man them that I love them because death doesn't discriminate with age. It comes for the whole spectrum. Youngest to oldest, everyone's eligible for a funeral from birth. I need to tell my people that I love them more often. Sometimes your boys speak and it shifts you off your axis. Makes you remember that you are not the largest object in the solar system. Planets don't revolve around you. I am obscenely self-centered. I barely remember family members' birthdays. And I don't mean like uncles and cousins I don't see. I mean immediate family members. I almost forgot my nan's birthday this year. I tell people not to be offended if I forget their birthday, which is really just a poor way of saying don't expect me to remember you. I don't remember anybody. I'm selfish. Last year, my boy he just told me about some family issues. We went to a park, sat on a bench, and he shared about everything that was going on with him, how his sister wasn't doing so well. I heard the words coming out of his mouth and wondered how he was keeping it all together. You can know a man and still not know what a man is going through. Recently, he gave an update in the group chat, told us about some good news with his sister, and I was happy for him, but I thought about the last time that we spoke about it and realized I hadn't checked in on him about his sister in almost a year. Almost a year, and I couldn't care enough to ask how he was doing. Almost a year, and I couldn't check in on him for that. I'm grateful for the patience of my loved ones. Death can't be a surprise. It's the only thing that we know is definitely going to happen, and still it catches us unawares. Like the beauties of deep purples in a sunset. I hope I improve before then, for my friend's sake. I've had too many daydreams about the ways I might die. Lived too many days with phantom blades in my body. I think I've been on train platforms where the person beside me has thought about pushing me into the tracks. I thought about stepping in front of an oncoming train. Sometimes I blink and think how quickly I'd be gone if I was stood next to someone with a bomb. I tell my boy that 25 is not a quarter life crisis. I'm probably closer to being halfway done. He legit screams, rebukes such talk, banishes it from my spirit, says I ought to stop swearing for my own destiny. I hear people say, speak it into existence, and I low-key hope that all that stuff is nonsense for my own sake. For my age. And it stays the same for the next 20 years. If I die, then the most likely cause is that I took my own life. It's mad to know. To look in the mirror and to know if I'm dead in the next 20 years, the most likely cause is myself. That's just statistics. I don't like when death is a locked off rave. Rather, it be the slow emptying of a party where you are left dancing with the lights on, a true worshipper of the DJ. This way, you know you miss nothing. Know if the DJ played your favorite song, if there was dancehall, if funky house got spun. Locked off speakers blare with potential. A silence that asks questions. A silence with no answers.